Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to Gossip by DOPStv. My name is Dilly, and I'm here with Aisha, Anida, and Inas to talk about the concept of freedom in Malaysia. So we've been having a pretty good discussion behind the scenes about freedom of speech and how much of that do we have in Malaysia. So I came from a radio background. I've been in that industry for 6 years, but I left about almost 4 years ago. And I can tell you that we definitely do not have freedom of speech in radio, especially when it came to the show that I was doing, which is the breakfast show. There are a lot of things that we are not allowed to talk about. So it's always drilled into us that we cannot talk about politics, religion, sex. We cannot talk about anything that is sensitive. I mean, we do have a responsibility as a medium and accountability. We cannot really say whatever we want or act however we want. But I do feel that sometimes there are some things that, as an announcer back then, I felt that there are some issues that we need to talk about because everyone else is talking about it. You know, and I remember we were not allowed to talk about the haze. We were not allowed. Haze. I know. Really? The haze. Exactly. That was my response as well. Like, huh, you can't talk about the haze. We weren't allowed to talk about the haze. We weren't allowed to talk about GST. We weren't allowed to talk about petrol hikes. So, you know, it's things like that which I felt was, these are things that need to be talked about because everyone is talking about it. Yes.
Okay. So, which means probably for print media, since I come from print background, we have slightly more freedom than you somehow. Because surprisingly, because I didn't know that we cannot talk about haze, and I've written stories about GST when it came into the picture, and of course, we try to put it in a very positive tone. Well, personally, I feel that there needs to be some sort of censorship in our, in print, for example, since I come from that background. But because we treat censorship as a guideline.
Correct.
As a guideline because of accountability, because we don't want to be writing all sorts of things without feeling that you are responsible to what you have written. Let me just take one experience that I went through. I actually wrote a story about sex.
Oh, wow.
In this particular magazine story. But it was really health related. It wasn't really about anything, it was really about health related. How do you keep everything in a relationship, in a marriage environment? But because probably my mistake then was we used pictures from a client, which the client is a lingerie brand, so it was really all lingerie. So I received a warning letter from KDN. Why are you talking about sex? Padahal it was really nothing. If you really read that story,
it's educational.
Because it is really educational.
I think for me, it's more on, because I work on TV, so it's what I say at most part is what it is written. Of course, yes, because of the scripts. And sometimes the things that we talk about is very let's say sometimes it's too sensitive, yes, because we talk about, I as an actor, I have to deliver. Yes, I have to deliver. I have to say these things that I don't mean, things that I don't believe in, but as an actor, that's my job.
In my perspective as a writer, usually, we have our restriction as well. Anything yang macam involve government, anything that involves, macam we cannot make the police do bad, we cannot make not to say that we have to, but in some stories, that could be a spice, that could be something yang can macam spice up the storyline and such. But then again, I do agree at some point, we do write things yang macam very limited.
Do you find that to be a challenge? I mean, when you only have this amount of space or room to move when it comes to what you write?
It is. It's one big crazy challenge because it's about creativity. Malaysians,
Right.
okay, everybody in Malaysia or maybe it's everywhere else, they like to say that, oh, this script is nothing. The script is normal. You talk about normal things every time, you know. All dramas are the same. things
Or
like
it's
that.
very surface, no depth.
Yeah, no, oh God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I seriously feel like crying. Oh my God, I want to do this, you know, good stuff. I do want to do this
angle
good
of
storylines.
it,
But then again, yeah, because of we do not have that freedom to actually come up with such thing. Of course, limitation is necessary.
Yes.
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 Yep.
Yes.
That's very
But then again, you know, for creative line, I guess that is our big, huge struggle.
In being creative.
In being
That's
creative.
the struggle.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I remember that, you know, as a radio announcer, I felt that we are not talking about things that matter. We are not talking about things that are meaningful. And I felt that a lot of the things that were going on in reality were being swept under the carpet. You know, and I feel like for you in the publishing line, and for you as an actor and on TV, and for you as a script writer, I feel like you have more room compared to radio to discuss all these sensitive topics, because it's like you said. I mean, you were able to talk about the GST, and you know, we were all you were reading about the haze and all that stuff in the papers, and yet we're not allowed to talk about it on radio.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Why the biasness?
Quick
You know?
question. Why can't you guys talk about his
The haze.
That's curious. Yeah, I'm curious too. Yeah.
God only knows. No, I don't know. I think it maybe had something to do with let's protect our relations with
Okay, yeah.
our neighboring country. Wallahu alam.
Yeah, I think for me, the only platform that that I am able to express myself is through social media. That's it. That's where
true.
you can actually talk and express, basically.
Speaking of, I think maybe we should discuss that in the next segment, because we better wrap up right now and go to break, because I have a lot to say about that as well, and I'm sure the both of you as well.
Yes.
See you in a bit. To be honest, I think because of the fact that we have our rules, our do's and don'ts in Islam, it should make it easier for the rest of us to understand where should we stop and where does it end? Where does freedom of speech?
Assalamualaikum, I'm Aisha Hasna. Did you enjoy that show? I thought it was brilliant. Don't forget to subscribe to DOPStv for more awesome shows like Go Sit.